Howdy folks, I'm Great Green Bean Casserole, genially greeting garish garnishes.
I'm Amber.
And here are more garish garnishes for us to greet. I don't know why. Why are they so ugly, Amber? Or I mean, why are they so garish? I guess not ugly. I mean,
No, they're just kind of like
tacky.
Yeah, tacky. Like they're trying to be very elaborate with the garnishes, but they just kind of look a little over the top.
There you have it, folks. If your garnishes look a little over to the top, and they'll be garish. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Allowing My Friend to Bring Her Stuffed Animal to Me and My Fiance's Wedding? I'm a 27-year-old female and I'm getting married to my fiance Kay, a 26-year-old male. Our wedding is only a few months away, and this problem has to do with our friend Kennedy, a 27-year-old female, who is also going to be a bridesmaid. She has autism and has always had some sort of plush with her to squeeze and hold onto when we're out, along with a pair of headphones. A few years ago, I got her a frog plush from a Build-A-Bear for her birthday and she loved it. She named it Hocus and she loves buying and making clothes for it. Even her boyfriend thinks that it's adorable how attached she is to it today. My fiance never had a problem with Kennedy until she asked if it was okay to bring Hocus with her to our wedding. I don't know why, but it upset him and he told her no. I asked him about it later that day and he said that it would be weird and childish. But I never really thought that it was childish. When she does bring Hocus out with her, she just has it sitting on her lap and squeezes its hand. This might be where I am the jerk because I told Kennedy that it's fine if she brings it along. Even encouraged her to make a dress for it that matched the one that she was going to wear, pink. My fiance found out and was livid. I tried to tell him that it wasn't a big deal and that it was just a stuffed animal that wouldn't draw any attention. Even then, he won't budge and refuses to talk to me. Was I really wrong? Hi, thank you to everyone for the support and advice. I'm currently talking to my fiance and attempting to compromise with him. And I love the ideas some of you are thinking of. We will have Hocus in some of the bridesmaids' photos with every bridesmaid's approval, if Kay agrees to keep him there. And Kennedy's about to start going to work on the dress as soon as she finds the fabric that's the same color as her dress. All right, folks, what do you think of this one?
I mean, I don't think you're on the wrong for wanting your friend to have Hocus there with her on your big day. And would your fiance be upset if someone brought a mobility aid with them to the wedding? You know, this is something that helps her be more focused and less stressed during the wedding. You know, a social environment like a wedding is, there's a lot of people, a lot of crowds that can be really hard to manage when you're autistic, and having Hocus there is probably going to be a big source of comfort to her. So I mean, I personally would be thinking about this relationship with the fiance a little bit more carefully. Do I really want to marry someone who is this adamant about not letting my friend have a tool they need? But maybe if you reframe it to him in terms of this is a tool she needs to be here, it's not childish, it's just a comfort thing. And would you feel differently if your grandma couldn't bring her wheelchair? Like, are you gonna like say she can't do this because it's not aesthetic enough or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I really do hope that this is more or less he's just being a little insensitive and isn't really thinking about Kennedy and her needs. And if that's the case, then I think that this could be reconciled. But I do worry that, say for instance, if they have an autistic child, what will his attitude be towards that child? Will he, feel like they're being childish if they need things like plushes or, have other types of things, support things that they need?
Yeah, I mean, that is a important concern to think about this, in a broader context of not just this one specific situation, but what does this say about him as a person and how he's going to handle Kennedy in your life going forward, and how he would handle any disabled children you might have who might have needs that aren't, that he would see as childish or, But I also want to say I really love Opie's attitude here. I think that having her dress the frog like a bridesmaid is so adorable, and it sounds like Opie is a great friend.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Today I Messed Up. I gave my boyfriend a back rub in the dark. And Amber wants to read this one.
This is a small today I messed up, but a mess up nonetheless. I'm in a situationship with my on-again, off-again boyfriend. This time around, we decided to take things slow and be friends. As it turns out, we are best friends and get along great. Yesterday after work, he came by to take care of me because I wasn't feeling well. He made me dinner and we laid in bed watching TV. I finally started to feel better and asked if he wanted a back rub as a reward for doting on me the last few days. He enthusiastically agreed. I just treated myself to new lotion from Bath and Body Works, so I grabbed the bottles and had him smell them and to pick his favorite. It was dark, the only light was from the TV. I slathered him with the lotion thick because it smelled so good, gave him an amazing back rub, and we both fell asleep. This morning at 6 a.m., he woke up realizing he fell asleep at my place and was late for work. Not wanting to wake me up, he got up and threw on clothes in the dark and left. A side note is that he is a foreman for a large tree company. He works with a bunch of dudes and they are all manly and will tease each other endlessly. When I finally woke up, I was confused because it looked like my hands were covered in gold sparkly paint. I finally figured out it was for some reason the lotion had thick gold glitter in it. I texted him to alert him that he was covered in very noticeable glitter, but I was too late. The boys had already noticed. It's 2 hours into his workday and the teasing has only just begun. He messaged me back that this is probably makes us official as the crew will never let him live this down and I've officially marked my territory. Edit, apparently glotion equals glitter lotion. I'm not mad, it smells so good. Edit, RIP my inbox. I posted this expecting no views and here we are. I just got home from work and my situationship just arrived for dinner because where and who else would we eat with? We had a good discussion about it all. Thank you, Reddit, for bringing the obvious to our attention. So anyway, I'd like to introduce my boyfriend who is no longer my situationship to the internet. Say hi to Mike and please be nice to him. He doesn't do Reddit yet.
All right, folks, what do you think of that story?
Aw, it's cute. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nice that they were able to I think that it's just kind of a silly, fun story, right? And I mean, what do you think about it compared to like the one story where we read the other day and he left his job because he was getting teased by the coworkers or something like that?
I mean, it sounds like OP's boyfriend is into this and like he likes that environment.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who love that environment and thrive in it. And so, if everyone is happy with that kind of environment, I think that's very different from if someone is uncomfortable with that environment, bullying them. Like, it sounds like it's good-natured ribbing because everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? I mean, this is certainly, it's always important to find a work environment that works for you and that you are happy in. And, this is an environment it seems like that he enjoys and he has, the ability to thrive here. So, all right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Taking My Daughter's Words Literally? My relationship with my daughter, Shelly, a 14-year-old female, has been rough the last couple of years. She's going through puberty and all, and I'm her mom, so I know how puberty is for girls. But it's hard for me as well. Our latest problem is around her name. She wants to be called a different name, which makes me really sad because the name I named her after was my grandmother, and it means a lot to me. I would be okay if she went by a nickname or a shorter version of her name, but she wants a different name entirely. I told her that I won't be doing that as I chose her name for a reason. She lashed out at me and said either call me by my name or don't talk to me at all. So I decided to take her up on that. I know that she wasn't being serious, but her words hurt, so I wanted her to know how I felt. The past week, she's been trying to talk to me, and I won't say anything to her. She even tried to initiate a conversation about the name, but I stuck by what she said. She told my dad, her only father figure, ex-husband, disappeared years ago, about this and called me a petty bully and said that I'm being unreasonable and disrespecting her. She's been at his house for the past few days and refuses to come back. My dad has been arguing with me about it, and now I'm wondering if I was wrong. All right, folks, what do you think?
Yes, OP, you are in the wrong here. To butcher something that Danny Lavery once said, a name is a gift, but like a gift, your recipient does not have to hold on to it forever. This name may have suited her for a while, but if it's no longer working for her, you have to accept that, and move on.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of reasons why someone would want to change their name. Sometimes people get bullied for names. Sometimes people don't like how a name sounds for them, right? Sometimes it's just a simple matter of preference. And, there's a lot of reasons why someone would want to change their name. And I think that when somebody presents you with a name that they want you to call them by it, it's your obligation to respect that wish. Even if you don't agree with them, I think it's still your obligation to oblige them.
Right. And I mean, she's 14, so she may decide in a year or in 5 years that she actually likes her birth name just fine and wants to go back to it. But the harder you push her on this, the more likely you are to turn her off from the name permanently. Not that she has any obligation to go back to it, but when you really set in your teeth and tell your kid, no, you cannot do this thing. I gave this to you. You are stuck with it for life. That's not going to endear her to the name.
Yeah.
And so, accept that for now the name doesn't work, and start calling her something different. See how it feels, and just treat her with love and respect, even if it's not what you perfectly want, because she's her own individual person.
Yeah, but let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Being Angry That My Roommate Was Sleeping Under My Bed for Months Without Telling Me? I'm a 24-year-old male, and I've lived with my roommate, Carl, a 24-year-old male, for 2 years. A few months into rooming with him, he told me that he was pansexual. I said, okay, cool. I'm not interested in that personal information, nor am I judgmental. I said, all right. A few times over the last year, he asked me if I had ever considered experimenting with other men. I said, nope. Also, I said that I don't feel comfortable with him asking me such personal questions. It's not like we are close friends. We are only roommates by happenstance, basically. Anyways, every time that I said this, he basically said, we'll see. I was like, what? Anyways, last night, I had a horrifying experience. I heard noises from under my bed. It was a movement. At first, I thought that I was imagining things, but then I heard it again. I thought, oh goodness, it's a mouse or a rat or something. My goodness. This was at 3 a.m., so I got out of bed and I looked under with my phone flashlight. Now here is the most startling moment of my life. I guess I'm lucky because I have never before this moment felt true terror and fear as a physical sensation, but I was completely jolted. There, under my bed, was my roommate staring wide-eyed at me. He screeched when I looked under the bed. I literally thought that I was having a heart attack. I then just started hearing, sorry, 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 sorry. My roommate crawled out from under the bed, crying and apologizing over and over. I was so creeped out and afraid that I ran out of the apartment in my pajamas. There was a Dunkin' Donuts that was open 24/7 a few blocks away, so I just sat there with a decaf and a breakfast sandwich with my heart thudding away. My roommate kept texting me, asking me to talk. I ignored it. In the text, he found a way to truly horrify me even further. He confessed that he had been sleeping under my bed a few nights a week for 3 or 4 months, and that he was doing it to get closer to me and psychically saturate with each other. What in the world? I waited for him to go to work, and then I ran into the apartment to grab my essentials and I left. I'm currently crashing with a buddy. Our lease is up in a month. My intention is to simply not renew. This dude is blowing up my phone and I'm getting texts from other people, some friends of mine and some bozos who are friends with him. He is going around telling people that I shamed him and that I'm rejecting his apologies. Some people are claiming that I overreacted and that I'm invalidating his feelings. Most people agree that he was improper, but think that I should work it out with him and give him a second chance because he's sensitive. I feel like I'm losing my mind here, and I'm seriously 20% convinced that I'm experiencing a long, lucid dream of some sort and wondering if I'm going to wake up or if I'm in a coma or something because this nonsense is so ridiculous to me. Like, not really, but maybe really. I mean, what in the world? So am I the jerk, or is everyone around me just being ridiculous? All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, this is a very creepy and disconcerting situation. You have made it very clear to your roommate you have no feelings for him, and he's been sleeping under your bed trying to like create something with you. I get that the psychical stuff is probably not actually doing anything, but it shows he doesn't respect your boundaries at all.
Yeah. I mean, suppose that this was some kind of magical spell in order to get you interested in him, right? That would be disregarding your free will and your own boundaries that you already established with him. And the fact that he would be willing to do that shows that he would be willing to manipulate and coerce you in other ways.
Right. I mean, he just sees you as an object he wants and not as a person that he respects.
Yeah.
Because if you respect someone, you respect their boundaries and you respect that they don't want to be with you.
Yeah. So I think that OP is well within the right not to renew that lease. Yeah.
Yes, definitely stay with your friend until the lease is up and then find somewhere else. But yeah, I do not see things going well if you go back with this person.
No. I mean, how are you going to be in an environment with this individual who you don't want to clearly speak to for very good reasons.
Well, and he also needs to learn that you can't do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if everyone just sweeps it under the rug because he's sensitive, I mean, that's not sending the right message.
No.
He's not being sensitive. If he was being sensitive, he would be attuned to OP's needs and
Yeah.
not, be creeping around under OP's bed trying to psychically link him.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
How do you make a waterbed more bouncy?
Well, I imagine you put glue in it.
Add spring water.
Oh, that's actually very clever. I mean, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. That's clever. That's very clever. And I have Earl Grey. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday, Junior, folks.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Thanks so much to Amber for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on respecting others and their needs.
Sometimes respecting others' needs means it's accepting that things are not going to work out the way you want to, whether that's, your kid may want a different name, or your roommate may not want to be with you and may not want you creeping under their bed. But
Or cyclically linking to you.
yes, but it's important to respect those boundaries anyway.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Howdy, folks. I'm Green Bean Casserole. Genially greeting garish. Howdy, folks. I'm Great Green Bean Casserole. Genially greeting garish garnishes. Garish garnishes. Howdy, folks. Howdy, folks. I'm Great Green Bean Casserole. Genially greeting garish garnishes.